Hello everyone, this is Persephone, and today we're going to talk about the disaster of online dating that many lonely beta men share with me. So you have been lonely, single, forever alone, and everyone like your mom, your dad, your best friend's dog told you to try online dating. Messaged 200 women and not even pretty women, and nobody responded. Why did this happen? How you can reverse it and fix it, because you can. And most importantly, how to once and for all solve this problem. And this video is going to be extremely upsetting and triggering. I'm going to even put a trigger warning. I encourage you to watch until the end, because believe it or not, we are not without options. You have options. It's just that nobody told you, because a lot of these things are going to be considered very rude. But because I have autism and because these videos actually help people, we're here to talk. First of all, online dating is all about looks when it comes to men. Looks are 99% of it. It's the first thing people are looking when they go through your profile. So this means that online dating originally is extremely favorable towards men who are very handsome, the so-called chads. Second to being very handsome is showing off your status as an athlete, as a model, as a bodybuilder, as a rich man, as someone who travels, and so on. This is something that for some shocking reason, a lot of people do not understand. On my very brief passing from Facebook the last 2 months, because now I deactivated my account, I cannot handle the low IQ there were men that they were acting as if looks don't matter, leagues don't matter, like the concept of dating outside one's league doesn't exist. Nothing like that exists, and they think that they're going to go on any kind of dating site, aging rapidly and badly, and having let go of themselves completely, and just going to message a woman and the woman is going to respond. So, buckle up. The first reason why no one responds to you is because you're not good looking enough. The idea that women are not as visual as men is completely wrong and completely outdated. The idea that women only want old men with money, maybe for a small percentage of women who are actually gold diggers, that is true. But if you are on websites like Tinder, that they are there for hookups and sex and things like that, women are not going to look if you're 60 years old and have a prospect. They're going to look if you sexually arouse them when they look at your photos. Because believe it or not, there are men that the women actually message first and throw themselves to. Now you're going to say, Persephone, are you selling ropes on Amazon? Want me to buy one and do what I have to do? No. If this is the reason, like, look at yourself in the mirror right now, stop the video and go look at yourself in the mirror objectively and think, compared to the men that you see online, are you better than them or worse than them? If the answer is, oh my God, I have let myself go, it's time to start trying to fix that. I'm not saying that you should go from Tales from the Basement incel to K-pop star, but you have to aim for at least average, which means you'll have to watch my videos about how to lose the weight. You have to go to a doctor to get advice on actually how to lose the weight, watch other YouTubers that have to do with that. And you have to fix a number of things that I'm not going to discuss on this video because it's not our focus. You have to improve your looks if you want to even have a shot. And I say that because I see so many men that they would be very decent looking if they made some effort. For example, and I'm going to get hate for this, I'm going to be called so many names for this, I don't care. You can shoot the messenger all you want, the message is valid. If you are balding, it's time to get a hair transplant. Especially if you are under 40 and balding, it's over for you before it even began. Start saving for that goddamn hair transplant. I've been saying it for years like a crazy person, and only few people take me seriously. And the rest just insult me. You know something? I'm a woman. I can be 70 years old and decrepit, and because I'm white, I can go to India and be an instant goddess. White privilege. I hate it, but this is the dystopia we live in. What are you going to do? So you can insult me and insult me. At the end of the day, I'm always going to have choices. You're not going to have any. So take the advice now and start fixing it. Thing number 2. You're not actually bad looking, but your selfies are atrocious. I see selfies of people who have this psychotic, I have my face in the same like expression, completely expressionless, in the same picture, in the same pose, or I'm posing with the same 10 people ever since 1997. If you're one of these men who have selfies from 2001 and 1997, please do everyone a favor and take that shit down. Your selfies have to be maximum 6 months old. Otherwise, you're entering what I call catfish territory. Fake photos, misleading photos. There was someone who asked me, hey, do you look like your driver's license? Who are you to be so rude? Yeah, actually I do look like my driver's license because I didn't let myself go. But if I didn't, I would just post recent pictures. I wouldn't post a picture in my driver's license. So why aren't you doing the same? Why do you have a picture from 1995 or I don't know when? Reason number 3. If your pictures are not working and you're wearing the clothes your mom bought you or some other crap, you have to actually put some effort into taking some pictures. You don't necessarily have to go to a professional photographer. Just find a friend or find someone who takes good selfies and ask them to help you. Or do research online and learn how to take good selfies. I would never, ever meet a man who has a selfie who is not a full body shot. Because I've seen men who are 5'2" and they were frauding. I've seen men who had selfies that they were 20 years old and they were frauding. The most recent fiasco was a guy that he had a picture from 2 years ago that wasn't that old, but during those 2 years he put on 25 pounds. Actually no, 25 kg, 50 pounds. And that was turbo frauding. If you're going to say, who are you and you're also 5'2", how dare you say that? Well, I'm 5'2" and I'm not attracted to men who are 5'2". They don't turn me on at all. I know it's unfair, I'm sorry, but I'm not going to date someone who is 5'2". I'm not saying that I want someone who is 6'5" and is a giant necessarily, like 5'9", 5'10", something like that, someone taller than me. If you're decent looking and your selfies didn't come out of like a dark web profile and no one responds to you, it's time to look at what are you actually writing on your profile. If your profile says things like, I love movies, games, eating, breathing, and walking, congratulations. You are one special being among the other 3 billion special beings who like those things. I'm going to refer you to my video called Do You Have the Personality of a Cardboard Box? Developing a personality and becoming charismatic is a skill. I'm saying this as someone that was called a freak who will never be anything all of your life. And here I am as an influencer. And I make money talking shit online. If I can do it, so can you. Develop some interests that you can actually talk about. I don't care what that is going to be. Even if it is movies, be interested in one specific type of movie. Don't be the kind of guy who says, I listen to all kinds of music. I watch the latest movies. I would rather watch paint dry than talk to a person that's generic. Like, dude, come on. You must have something to separate you from other humans. If you have autism, if you have personality disorders that make conversation difficult, it's time for some cognitive behavioral therapy. I always recommend this therapy over other types of therapy because it has a limited number of sessions, it has a specific goal, and you can do it online from the comfort and safety of your basement without having to go out. You can find a therapist who is certified on that and say, you know, I want to build up my social skills. And you are going to improve. If you're going to say, why are we in this hell? And I have to deal with all of that crap that you described, that is practically I'm telling you to be a different person. There is an explanation for that. It's called social media. If you want to blame someone for the extreme inceldom that you have been plagued with, you have to blame the white, schizoid, autistic man who invented social media, like Mark Zuckerberg and men similar to him. Because in the past, not in the very distant past, like 2,000 years ago, like 40 years ago, when you're living in Jerkwater Heights that had a population of 855 people, and it was you and 20 other men, if you were a 5 out of 10, the women there didn't have access to other men. So they would have to pick from the available men, and that was that. Even if they saw Tom Cruise or I don't know who was a star 40 years ago in the movies, they could never meet him. The woman who was a 3 out of 10 would date a man that was a 5 out of 10 and she would be happy because that was all she could get. So even if there was a woman in that Jerkwater Heights village that was an 8 out of 10, you wouldn't get her, but you would get one of the others that maybe she wouldn't be your first pick, but you wouldn't be the, oh my god, I'm going to die alone, a virgin at 66, and the neighbors are going to call the police to break into the apartment. 10 days after my death when I'm already covered in maggots. You wouldn't be in this extreme situation. Now you are. The reason for that is that thanks to social media, even a 3 out of 10 women from Jerkwater Heights has 2,000 men in her inbox begging her to date them. And I'm talking about Chinese men, the 50 million extra men, Indian men, another, 50 million, that they killed all the female embryos and female babies because they didn't want them, and now they have an entire generation of men who actually have no physical wives or girlfriends in their country. And if you add white privilege to that, these men are going to be on her inbox. Is she ever going to date a 5'2" Indian janitor? No. But if she has messages worshipping her as a goddess from 500 Indian janitors, this starts to get in her head. She starts to think, hey, must be some pretty hot woman to have hundreds of men begging me. I'm almost a celebrity. You can make a fake account with female photos, and there would be men sending you money if you make a cash app to chat them up and meet them. The desperation is that much. I have people giving me money just because I exist, and I don't say this to flex. This is creepy, scary, and dystopian. So the game has changed and has become much, much harder for men. In this life, I get asked every day, is it a bad thing that I'm beta? Am I doomed because I'm beta by men? No. The man who is going to survive and thrive in this dystopia is not the most alpha man. It's not the tallest man. It's not even the richest man. It's the fastest adaptable man, because we are still in the same jungle we used to be 5,000 years ago, just with technological gadgets. So people have become narcissistic. And the man who takes the best selfies, the man who is the most narcissistic and becomes like preoccupied with his looks. And the man who can do all of that crap that in my opinion are pointless, but I have autism and I'm a tiny minority, so if you want to get a girlfriend, you should look at the massive, like what the majority thinks. If you don't adapt and you don't stop believing outdated crap, like, oh my God, there is going to be a woman who's going to love you one day. You're going to make a woman so happy one day that the women say when they reject you. If the woman really believed you're such a catch, she wouldn't wait to give you away to some other woman. Trust me on that. She says that because she thinks she can do better than you. So you have done all of that. Or you say to me, Persephone, it's over. What you say, okay, I heard you, but I can't do it because I'm 65 and I'm 5'1" and my penis is 2 inches and I live with my mom and I can't let go of my mom. We have been in emotional incest for half a century, so I can't use any of your advice. Okay, I have a solution for that too. The solution is you have to start making money. So you're going to aim for the gold digging population, you know? Things are very critical. Every day that you let go to waste, numbing yourself with pornography, with weed, with video games, with watching 7 hours of YouTube, although it's quite ironic because I'm also on YouTube. It's a wasted day that you become fatter, more out of shape, uglier, balder, and more broke, and the cost of living is steadily rising.